Back in May, I gave a presentation on general direction of the parish from now until the end of the year. And one of the slides near the end was 7 things that you could do to help the pastor in 2021. And on that list of 7, one of them was try something for a year, and another one was lead a team. And there were a group of people, actually a group of women, who come to daily mass, who really took that to heart. And one of the challenges that we have had at St. Monica is that a lot of great things are done and a lot of great things are happening, but we do not seem to have a way of being able to communicate that and tell a great story. So somebody came up and said, well, before you start your porch talks, why don't you tell one of the stories? And I thought I would. And I'd like to talk to you about these women. It started with Liz Tenalio, who brought together a group of women who said there used to be something called an alder gill, and they decided to reconstitute that again. And so you have people like Joan Stillwell, and she's taken on cleaning out and then filling up the holy water fonts every single morning or every single week. Mary Dressler, Betty Rafferty have been helping out as well. Elizabeth Faulkner has taken on watering the plants, and that's why they look so good for so long. Maureen Mulhall has always done the alder linens she's been doing that for a couple of years now, for which I'm very grateful. It's a big job. Kathy Trebovich came up to me and said, hey, can I set up and run the camera and do the video every single day for the 8:30 Mass, which she has. And then, of course, Joan Wojcik and John Wojcik are there in the sacristy every single day. And I've been at assignments where I didn't have a sacristan, so I'm very grateful for them. So there's a great story. People who stepped up and very quietly doing things behind the scene, but they are having a great impact, and I think that's one of the reasons why Mass attendance at Daily Mass has been the way it has been. We have between 35 and 55 people almost every day, and the experience truly is a great one, and these are the people that are helping people have that great encounter of Jesus Christ through liturgy. Whenever we suffer some distress or tribulation, these we find warning and correction for ourselves. The Holy Scriptures themselves do not promise us peace, security, and repose, but tribulation and distress. But those who persevere to the end will be saved. So we must not complain, brothers and sisters, as those complained in the desert, as the apostle says, and they perished from the serpents. This is from our friend St. Augustine. And he says something that reminded me of a conversation I had with a dad the other day. I encountered a dad in the grocery store. And I said, so how you doing? And he said, I can't wait for school to start. So I don't know what his children are doing or not doing. It kind of begs the question, well, who's raising your kids to be that way? I think it's one of the reasons why when I taught high school, every single night I got on my knees and I thanked God for my gift of celibacy. Let me tell you something, and this is directed to the parents. And I said this to a mom months ago. I said, you want to know something? You are the perfect mom. And she said, oh, that's ridiculous. I'm not perfect. I said, no. I didn't say you are a perfect mom. I said you are the perfect mom. Millennia ago, God knew that there was a task that needed to be done at this earth at this time. And for that task to be done, he needed and was going to create a very particular person. And he was going to give that person gifts and talents and charisms. And if the person responded to God's grace and utilized those gift talents and charisms, this world was going to be a better place. That person was going to be a channel of God's grace, love, and mercy. And that person is your child. But for the child to be able to do that, that child was going to need a dad and a mom, or one or the other. And God knew that this person was going to have to be like Joachim and Elizabeth, specifically chosen to the task of raising that child. And for that, God created you. There is no other mother or father around the world who was created specifically for your child except you. And in that regards, you are the perfect mother, the perfect father for this child. You participate in eternity. You have a transcendent task and ministry and mission. And I know in the day-to-day, when kids are making you crazy, when you can't wait for them to get to school so they'd be out of your hair for at least 8 hours a day, you might not be thinking transcendent when it comes to your kids. But that is why you are there, is to be able to get your child from birth to heaven. And it's a rough road. And there are times when you will complain, and there will be times when you have legitimate complaints about your children when they are not doing what they should be doing, and they are not the best versions of themselves. But nevertheless, realize that you have a task that has been given to you by the Lord, and it is incredibly important. The hand that rocks the cradle rocks the world. And for that regards, thank the Lord for your vocation. Ask the Lord for the grace. Much like St. Augustine says, don't complain too much. And see if the Lord gives you the blessing that you need, especially for your children this particular day.